Shalom, shalom. Once again, this brother Bomber Lock out of Great Millstone Camp, Austin, coming at you with this lesson. So before I get started, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekah HaKwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles, my bishops, my elders of Great Millstone. I want to give double honors to the high priest elders that taught those men. Salutations to you brothers that are presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice, pushing the gospel of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, through the four corners of the earth. And to you believers, the Akim and Akwathian, to you I say Shalom. Again, this brother Bomber Lock out of Great Millstone Camp, Austin, coming at you with this sit down. And this sit down is going to be a flow in the spirit. And we're going to start out in the book of 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. And we're going to read down to verse 7. Might read down. Let's see. The verse 9. And we'll get a couple other precepts, look up some words, and then we'll close out this chapter. So let's, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. It said, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. And this is the day of the Lord. Paul speaking about the day of the Lord. Verse 2, it says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Most High so cometh as a thief in the night. So Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is coming as a thief in the night. So a thief normally, he don't give you no heads up when he coming. But the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, he gave us prophecies to be what? On the lookout for. So then we'll understand, to prepare ourselves. In the book of St. Matthew, matter of fact, let's go right to it. Let's go to the book of St. Matthew, the 24th chapter. And we can start at around verse 6. Well, we'll start at verse 5. No, we'll start at verse 4. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Take heed that no man deceive you. We just reading out of 1 Thessalonians 5. It's saying that the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. So don't let no nigga tell you that everything is going to be all right. Don't allow Esau Edom. Don't get caught up in Esau Edom, with him being blessed with that sword, thinking that he going to be able to put off what's taking place over there in the so-called Eurasia, that he's going to come out, unscathed. No, don't trust in that. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Just take heed that no man deceive you. Hey man, everything is going to be peace and safety. And it's in the next verse in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, I am Yahweh Shai, and shall deceive many. And Nero said that what? He's the anointed. He looked up into the sky. See, that was a prophecy saying that I am the chosen one, I am the anointed one. He said that. You see? So many shall come in my name, saying that they the anointed, they the chosen one. And you got his followers, his co-followers, thinking that he is, was sent by Yahweh Shai, or that he is the Yahweh Shai, man. That's, them crackers believe that, them Edomites. Verse 5 again, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, I am the Yahweh Shai, and shall deceive many. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And what? You got to speak about this every day. You got what? The so-called America, Babylon, with Israel against what? The Persians over there in Iran, in Eurasia, in the so-called Middle East. You got what? You got the Russia-Ukraine wars taking place. Spoke on this yesterday. You got the what? The so-called China and the so-called Taiwan. They in a little skirmish about that island over there, which America's occupying, because they got what? Missiles and stuff over there on that island. And you got other little skirmishes that are taking place on the planet Earth, man. You see? And you should hear wars and rumors. You should hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See? The end is not yet. The Lord, he's giving us, he said, I'm going to come as a thief in the night, but I'm going to give you, some prophecies to look out for before I come. And the elect of the house of Israel, you Negro, Latinos, and Native American, you will heed these. And you'll be like, okay, the Lord pinpointed this when he gonna make his second coming. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and a nation gonna rise against nation. And that's what's taking place here in Babylon the Great. And this a nation. Let's look up this word nation. We're gonna look it up in a biblical sense. In the biblical meaning, the Bible, a nation refers to a distinct people, group, or tribe, often defined by a shared lineage. You know, in Esau, Edom, they are a nation in themselves, right? You know, they got their shared lineage. You know, Esau, Edom. You know, our forefather Isaac had two sons. He had Jacob and Esau. Esau was, and Rebekah's womb said, 2 nations are in thy womb. 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other. You know, Jacob is stronger than Esau. So Esau, he's a nation in itself. And when we say Esau, we're referring to the so-called white man, woman, and child. It says it's often defined by shared lineage rather than a modern geopolitical state. And you can get into that geopolitical state because what? It says what? For nation shall rise against nation. And that's what you have taking place here, you know, on a political side. You got what? The Republicans and the Democrats are rising up against each other. And eventually, both the Republicans and the Democrats, they going to fucking join together because they are shared lineage, and they're going to come up against you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans because we are shared lineage, and they're going to come up against the Israelites. You see? So these are things that you need to be looking out for. It says, verse 7, for nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And kingdoms, and these kingdoms are at war right now. You got the kingdom, the Edomite kingdom, which is America, Babylon the Great, is at war with the Persian kingdom. You got, again, the Russian, the Medio, which is the Gog and Magog. They are at war, with the so-called Ukrainian. Those are different kingdoms. So you got wars with these different kingdoms. Let's look up word kingdom. Just look it up. So in the Bible, kingdom represent a sovereign rule, authority, the reign of the Most High over his creation and his people. And right now it's talking about these different kingdoms, man. It's talking about these different kingdoms of the earth. And these different kingdoms of the earth, everybody got a head. They all have their different president, i.e., Putin is the so-called leader, of the Russian, of Russia. And then you got Zelensky, he's the so-called president of Ukraine, and you got not a Jew is the leader of the so-called the small hats. And then you got Nero is the leader of Babylon, so these different kingdoms, man. It says, verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And you got plenty of earthquakes. You got the earthquake counter. You can go look at that tool every day and see how many earthquakes that the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua sending on the earth. You got these famines. Eventually, it's going to be a famine of what? Of gasoline. It's going to be a famine of the word. These different famines. It's going to be a famine of food. And these pestilence, the Lord brought the 911. Esau, Edom, he allowed Esau, Edom to bring in it's that, not 911, but the jump shot. That was a pestilence. And that pestilence kept you Babylonians locked inside your homes. You were scared to even talk to your family members on the phone, probably, because you thought that, that virus was going to come through the phone. That's how scared, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans and you so-called Babylonians are. Y'all was so scared. Y'all was, scared of y'all skin. Y'all was, somebody come near you. Y'all thought y'all were going to catch the coronavirus. It said, all these are the beginnings of sorrow. See, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Let's go back to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 2. It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Most High so cometh as a thief in the night. We just read St. Matthew, the 24th chapter. We read verse 4, 5, 6, and 7. It said, verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You see? And the Lord, he's going to bring that great Destruction upon what? You know, Babylon the Great, man, which is America spoken of in the Holy Scriptures, man. Matter of fact.